Hello everyone and welcome. This is Chloe with Cousin DIY. Today I'm going to show you how to make this beaded Thanksgiving hanging. I'm going to get set up. I'll be right back to get started. I found these wooden signs unfinished at a craft store. And my first step was to paint them, and I've already gone ahead and done that and allowed them to dry. And I used orange for the Harvest Wishes words, and then I used red and a little green for the leaf on the side. So I've already done that, allowed it to dry. Next, I'm placing it in this little tray with some parchment paper. The next step is to coat it pretty thickly with Mod Podge. And one of the tricks is, because there's little spaces between some of these cursive letters, will be to prevent beads from building up, for the Mod Podge to settle in there and beads to stick in between. So I also have a reamer, so we can go and just push any excess beads out. So it's going to be a process. So the first step here will be to coat it. I'm going to save the leaf for last because I'm going to use different colored beads on that. My attempt is to go pretty thick and work fairly fast. Okay, now that I have it covered pretty evenly and hopefully thick enough, the next step is I'm going to move it to another tray because I don't want the beads to stick to the residue. And I have separated out for the word portion of my sign these 3 oranges that came in this pack that we sell. This is our orange in bloom assortment. And I'm also going to use some orange glitter. So for starters, I'm just going to start pouring using these little cupettes really helps. And then I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to transfer it to another tray. And then I'm going to try to recover most of the seed beads that fell through. You can see it's a little messy. Woo! And I'll keep going. Then I'm going to switch to these, which are very similar, but they've got a little more of a AB coating on them. Once again, I'm going to try to recover. I'm going to move these. I'm just going to move that over and try to recover most of these beads. So the goal is to get this as covered as possible, reclaiming the beads between each pour. And last but not least, we're going to sprinkle a little, this is very fine orange glitter. Next, I'm going to take a bead reamer. You could use a skewer or some other sharp tip tool. And I'm just going to push beads out where there's little spots between, where there should be little spaces in the letters. And I think there's one right there. There we go. Then apply a few more sprinkles of glitter. And then the goal would be to let that dry. Once that's dried, we'll continue on and do the leaf portion. I'm going to let it dry for a little bit and then I'll get back and we'll finish. Now that that's mostly dry, it's time to move on and work on our leaf. The first step will be to do the stem. Now, I used the red and the green from this assortment that we sell, together with some yellow and some more of the orange little short bugle beads. I wanted for the stem to be green, so I'm going to pour that first. And next I'm going to cover the rest of the leaf with a thick layer of Mod Podge. And next I'm going to start just experimenting with, I'll start with the red. I'll add, where are my orange? Here's my orangey beads. I'll add some of my orangey beads. Just a few. Add some yellow in there. And then finish off with more red. And I'm going to transfer that once again. And I'm going to try to salvage as much red as I can. I'm going to use this handy little scoop just to fill in some of the spaces. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that. Now I'm going to let this dry thoroughly. Once it's dry, in a well-ventilated area, I'm going to spray it with a gloss sealer. And the reason for that is to help the beads, help prevent the beads from falling off. And I'll do several coats to try to achieve that result. And that's it. Our signs are finished. Once again, here's the original one that I first showed you. If you make your own Thanksgiving harvest sign, we'd love to see it. You can share it with us on Instagram at #CreateWithCousin. I'll see you next time. Thanks for joining us. Bye.